It's check-in time at the Old Town Bluffton Inn, and we're excited to be here today for 843 TV.
We're kicking off the holidays, and we're going to meet with Chelsea Thiess, and also we're going to meet Mary O'Neill, who owns the Complete Home here in Bluffton, and we're going to talk to them about holidays and also what's going on at the Bluffton Inn for the holidays.
Tips, treats, all kind of events coming up, so you don't want to miss it on this episode of 843 TV.
Where communities come to speak.
.843 TV, where the Low Country comes to speak.
.843 TV,
where communities come to speak.
Welcome to 843 TV. How excited are we to be at the Old Town Bluffton Inn and the holiday season coming up? And Chelsea, we've been here through all the seasons with you in your first year opening. It's been so exciting, and we're here on Thanksgiving and Christmas. So share what you've got lined up for this holiday time.
We have so many great things for the holidays for our guests coming in, and like you said, this is our first holiday for Thanksgiving and Christmas. So we really want to add, great touches to our guest stay to make people feel at home. If you have guests coming into town and you're unable to host them, we want people to remember that we're here for them and that we would love to host their guests and make them feel at home. So, some of the things that I guess we'll mention and talk about together is these little touches that we've done to make people feel more at home at the end. And we're actually sitting right in front of this beautiful tea setting.
One thing about Chelsea, there is a great tea brand here in town. It's the Bluffton Tea Company.
Yes.
And she makes her own teas. And I'm a tea drinker. I'm Canadian. I love my tea. So when I saw the set tea here for the tea, I thought, oh my gosh, we just have to have some tea today.
Yes, we do.
But what I also want to share is that these are the details when you visit. I mean, there's all these little nuances, and every time we come here, it's about Bluffton. It's about the community of Bluffton.
Right.
And you are very good about bringing the merchants and all the people who are part of Bluffton. Yep. So we have a wonderful feeling. So in our display of food, we have our beautiful teas.
We do, and this is one of the things that we're doing for the holidays. We're actually featuring Connie Kitzmiller's with the Bluffton Tea Company, all of her holiday blends right now. And this is all complimentary, so when our guests come to stay, they've got a whole tea bar that they can select different flavors, and not just the seasonals. If you're an Earl Grey person, we've got that too. And it's so funny how much I've realized over the course of this year, how many guests that come in that aren't coffee drinkers, and they're so thrilled that we're not just a coffee person or a coffee establishment, but that we have a great tea selection too. It's very important.
It's really important because it's hard to get a good cup of tea.
It is. It is.
On that note, Catherine, I'm going to think you're going to pour us some tea.
I am going to pour.
Yeah, we're gonna have a proper tea.
We're gonna have a little tea party here.
And all of these things in the morning, when our guests come down, we have teapots and we have these traditional teacups available, so they can sit down and they can read a magazine in the morning or read a book early and enjoy a nice cup of tea or coffee. We also have our espresso that's locally roasted in Bluffton from the grind, so we're equal opportunist here. But yeah.
When I walk into the Bluffton Inn, I've now been here quite a few times, and I see the guests, and it's in the details. And I have to give you a compliment for this because the nuance and all the things that you think about what your guest needs,
Yes.
And it's as simple as in their rooms when you arrive. You have wonderful food, but it's interesting items. You have something that's indigenous to our area again. These beautiful cookies, and you can
right
have
out
it
of
with your
Charleston.
tea. It's out of Charleston. I mean, it goes on, and I just want to say that you're giving us a taste of Bluffton when we visit you.
Yeah, and that's also something important. Whether your guests are staying with us or whether your guests are staying with you, there are little details that you can do in your own home that make it fun for your guests to come in because they feel like, oh, this is, little details and upgrades in the room. Some of those details are just putting together a little snack tray. We're going to talk to Mary later on from the Complete Home, and she's going to talk about different items that she has that you can put on a tray for your guests that, like you said, are indigenous to the area. People feel like, it's a touch of Bluffton, and it has a really sincere touch. So one of the things that we do in the rooms is we offer offer a snack tray,
Yep.
which I think is really important, because if you have a guest that's coming to stay with you and maybe they don't want to rummage through your kitchen late night, but they're still a little hungry.
Sure.
So offering a little snack for them to have before they go to bed is a great touch, and you don't, as a guest, you don't feel like you're having to intrude into a kitchen.
No.
And then the other thing is, we put a personal note. We write a handwritten note. Each staff member will sign it. And I think that this is a great touch. We put it on the bed, and this is something that you can do in your own home. You know, welcome to Bluffton. We're so glad that you're staying with us.
But you know, as a guest, I like to see, this is a nice feature, but also when you put your names, it gives me a familiarity.
Yes.
So if I have a question, it's also like, oh, it's a Chelsea, or it's a Tilly, or or Robin.
Robin.
And it makes me feel, I know you. I haven't got to meet you yet, but I know where I need to go. And I think that's just a nice touch as well. To help
And you know what we've started to do is people write us notes back. So when they check out at the end of their stay, they'll write and just say, maybe like a certain thing that happened. Thank you so much for the extra shower cap. You guys were great. Whatever that is. And then I save them, and I'm making a little scrapbook from all of our guests over the time and all the personal notes that they write back to us. And it's touching. So,
And it's a lost art anymore, almost,
Yeah.
the handwritten note. So that's fabulous.
I agree.
Now, on this tea note, you've got a special event coming up. It's the
yeah.
High Tea Story Time.
Yes, it's a high tea and story time with Santa, and we are partnering with the Storybook shop, which is right here on Calhoun Street. And we will have Santa here. We'll have a full Christmas tree. The kids will come in. We're going to do a story time with one book that'll be more of a traditional book. And then we have bells, and the kids are going to call Santa into the room. And then Santa will read a second book that's going to be kind of funny. I think the one that we're looking at right now is going to be called Santa's 11 Months Off. And it talks about Santa going through different holidays. And
So what's the day and time?
Oh, yes. So the day and time, it's going to be December 8th, which is the same weekend as the Bluffton Christmas Parade.
Okay.
So
Oh,
it's
perfect
on
timing,
Sunday.
yeah.
It's
Okay.
from 2 to 4.
Okay.
And we're going to have a traditional high tea for all of the kids, which I think will be really fun. And you can sign up on our Facebook page, or you can also go to Eventbrite and purchase your tickets.
You know, it's really sweet for the kids to also have a tea party.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I was talking to somebody recently, and they said, there's no place for us to do a traditional tea. So it's important.
All this great news, well, we have more to talk about, but
Yeah.
in the meantime, we'll be right back with more 843 TV.